started out in college at a college radio station and didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, so my wife suggested I take some communication courses, which led me into a radio class by accident, and then the rest is history. I dropped out of school and stayed in radio from there. Growing up in rural Pennsylvania, my parents were big oldies listeners, and so I would listen to like Wolfman Jack at night and stuff like that. And then I remember as a teenager listening to John DeBella in Philadelphia and Howard Stern, and then I remember the Greaseman out of DC as well when I was growing up. Johnny Riggs out of HFS when I moved to DC as well, Bob Waugh and all those guys there when they were really big and popular in DC were all big influences and made me want to be in radio once I got the opportunity. Well, the great thing about what happened to me with Axia and kind of how I've experienced it is that we ordered it, everything was looking great. I was there when we did the demo, everything looked awesome, and I understood how it worked right off the bat. And when it came time to install it though, our engineer threw out his back, wasn't able to physically do the install or any of the programming or stuff like that. So all the equipment shows up to the station, and we needed to get this thing on the air because our studios were all tore apart. They wanted it on right away. I'm the music director at the radio station. Even I was able to actually put it all together, snap it all together, do all the programming within it, and get it up and running within just like a day or two. It was really, really simple to use and figure out and get up and running. It was really impressive. In my mind, content, everybody always says that, but there's something special that's been lost a little bit, I think, in the last couple of years with PPM and everybody wanting to like get on and off the mic as quick as possible. You know, to me, like listening to those jocks talk, those big jocks, and even the biggest names, you know, that are still out there, you know, Rush Limbaugh and Howard is still doing it and stuff like that. It's content. It's not the length of the break. It's how well are they connecting with their listeners and just really talking about stuff from their own perspective, their own viewpoint that's maybe a little bit different than everybody else's, but still relatable and in a way that's interesting. And that's really the magic of radio and kind of sets it apart from the other delivery systems for music and audio. Everybody has funny stories in radio. Some of them we can't tell, especially on camera. That's the great thing about radio. Is just the crazy experiences that you have. You know, listeners at concerts or crazy things that jocks do. You know, spilling Coke in consoles in the middle of the night and having to stay up all night to clean up and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the great thing about radio is that it's not a normal job. It's nothing but crazy experiences. Wow, that's a good question. If I weren't in radio, I would probably be, gosh, I don't even know. I can't imagine. I would probably end up like in a car salesman or something like that, just something really awful. Well, I think we need to get back to our roots of being the trendsetter. And, you know, it used to be that when, you know, music came out, they heard, and they still do, they still hear from it, from radio first. That's still the trend. That's starting to maybe shift a little bit. And we need to kind of get back to that and let people know that we're setting the trend and that we know what's cool and we're the cool kids in the room and we're letting them kind of hang out with us and kind of reversing that paradigm again a little bit so that people want to be with radio and that it's a cool place to be.